by Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to 2K Sports. You're watching the NBA, and you've got Ernie Johnson, and you've got Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the Boston Celtics in Boston. You take a look at the Celtics. They've only come out in front in one of their first 3 games so far, so a win tonight will be important to them, to be at 500 instead of 3 games under. All right, Shaq, the state of the game when it comes to centers. You know, decades ago you had some of the greatest to ever play the game. How do you rank some of your favorites in the present day game?
I'm going to just give you a few names, Ernie. DeMarcus Cousins, he can score, he can rebound, he's underrated on defense. Dwight Howard, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Resume speaks for itself, even though I think he should average 28 and 15. Brook Lopez, maybe the best low-post scorer in the game today. Joakim Noah, reigning Defensive Player of the Year, passion and all-around impact. And my last, Ernie, Andre Drummond. He's a beast. It might be his league in a few years.
Those are some good ones. Well done. Let us send it down now to Kevin Harlan as we approach tip-off.
Center position at 7 foot 0 inches, number 41, Kelly Olynyk. At forward, 6'9" from the Ohio State, number 7, Jared Sullinger. Forward, 6'9", from Georgetown, number 8, Jeff Green. At guard, 6'2", from Texas, number 0, Avery Bradley. At guard, 6'1", from Kentucky, number 9, Rajon Rondo. Your head coach is Brad Stevens.
It's game time in Boston as the crowds look to cheer on the Celtics. Looking at Toronto, they took the win in their last game against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Fields in at the small forward. There have been so many questions for the Boston Celtics the past 2 seasons. Who is going? Who's going to stay? Who should they build around? Tough to win with that.
Yeah, you've got those kind of questions rolling around. It's hard to find your direction and stay on course.
DeRozan with it. The game against Oklahoma City, very impressive. Out to the wing. Lowry against Green. Patterson passes to Lowry. Shot clock at 6. And he makes good on the layup.
And the layup just gift-wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Olynyk sets a screen for Rondo. On the wing, Green. Back to Rondo. Pass to Green. Just 5 to shoot. Rondo kicks to Bradley. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Bradley's got his first 3 points of the game.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
DeRozan against Bradley. There's the screen. It's stolen by Bradley. Outside Rondo. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Back to Bradley. Just 5 to shoot. They kick it out to Green from downtown. Rebounded by Valanciunas. And it's the Raptors' ball. They trail by 3. Now Lowry, another key contributor in that nice win against Oklahoma City. It's DeRozan with the drive. An easy layup after coming off the pick. DeRozan's got his first points of the game.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now here's Rondo. And in the game with Dallas, he did not play well. On the wing, Green. Fields covering. Green kicks to Bradley. Shoots the 3. Here's Olynyk, and they convert it last on attempt number 3.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Back to Lowry. Trying to find Valanciunas. Gets it to him. Boston leading by 3. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Dwayne Casey. With this being their first meeting of the year, he stressed to his team to rely on their instincts on the offensive end, saying, "We do a good job of finding soft spots in defenses and not forcing anything. As long as we can continue doing that here, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if that holds true, guys."
Thank you, Doris. And their ability to generate good, high-percentage shots a key here, guys.
And what that means for them is they need good ball movement, crisp passing, and good spacing. They've got to execute offensively.
Well, those are all the ingredients in creating high-quality shots, Steve, and that's exactly what they need to try to do. Well, you know, head coach Brad Stevens of the Celtics is coaching a much different game in the pros than we see in college. A lot of differences, but if anybody can make that transition, I really think he's certainly the guy that could. He's bright, he's hard-working, he communicates well, he's innovative, showed that innovativeness at the college level. So I think he's got all of the ingredients to become a college coach who is successful as an NBA coach.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Even though he missed it, he couldn't pass up that chance.
Yeah, that's an easy jump shot. You got to take that one.
Rondo kicks to Bradley. Back to Rondo. Dishes it to Green. Olynyk sets a screen for Green. That 3 off the mark. And Coach Stevens, analytically minded, Butler had a full-time statistician as one of his assistants.
Yeah, very new school in his approach. You might expect that from such a young guy, still in his 30s. Of course, he also needs to connect with his players, and he's doing well. Despite the losses, the players really enjoyed playing for Stevens, and I think he's going to be an excellent coach.
Here's Lowry from 13 feet. It goes down. Lowry's got 6.
He's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
They found themselves up against a hot team that night, Kevin, and they just didn't have the manpower defensively to shut them down.
You know, guys, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed us. They never strung together any stops like they needed to.
The Celtics with the lead. And here's Rondo, looking for his first basket still in this one. Outside, Green, all sorts of time. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Here's Lowry. Passes it to DeRozan. Patterson a screen on Bradley. It's DeRozan with the drive. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Boston's gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Rondo kicks to Bradley. Back to Rondo. It's Bradley on the wing. Clock at 6. Rondo passes to Green. There's the triple. Again, the miss by Green. Toronto trailing. Patterson, the screen. Back to Lowry. Patterson setting the pick for Lowry. Patterson, a screen on Rondo. The drive by Lowry. That puts them in the lead. Lowry's got 8 points.
Well, that shot keeps him at 100% from the field this quarter.
The Celtics have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Rondo with it. Guarded now by Patrick Patterson. Sullinger, a screen on Lowry. Green dishes to Rondo. Knocked loose. Outside Lowry. Green with the block. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. A new group in now for the Raptors. Amir Johnson's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Terrence Ross comes in for Landry Fields. Lou Williams is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Johnson, a wide open look. Kicks it to Vasquez. Ross on the wing. Toronto working the ball around now. Now here's Vasquez. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Vasquez has got his first bucket of the night.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Well, there were a lot of amazing performances last season, but one that I didn't see coming was Terrence Ross notching 51 points early in 2014. That was just out of the blue.
Now here's Thornton. Shot clock at 5. Smart kicks to Thornton. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
Vasquez with it. Johnson the screen. Vasquez with it. Guarded now by Gerald Wallace. Patterson, that's good. And with Ross in his big point explosion, Clark, the opportunity was there for him. It was after the Rudy Gay trade, and DeRozan was out at the time.
Yeah, and it showed just why Toronto is so high on Terrence Ross. I mean, he still needs to grow a bit as a player, but anytime you can score 50 or more in an NBA game, you know you've got game.
Here's Turner. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Shots good by Turner.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically, no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Johnson the screen. Vasquez passes to Ross. Into Johnson. It's taken away by Wallace. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Wallace.
Oh! Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there. And you can see the importance of that steal. I mean, really a 4-point turnaround with the conversion at the other end right there.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, you negate a basket at one end, score at the other. Now is when the momentum can really shift.
And he gets it to go. Ross has got his first 2 points.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
40 seconds left in the first. Smart dishes to Turner. And there's the pass to Smart. Wallace kicks to Turner. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Now here's Vasquez. Deep 2 from Ross. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. Now it's a 4-point Toronto lead. Williams against Thornton. Here's Turner. And the shot is long.
He probably tried to do a little too much there. That was good defense.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Raptors lead by 4. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment.
The NBA season gains momentum. Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs go up against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. It's the NBA next Tuesday night.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Toronto.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
And I like their aggressiveness, too, tonight, because they're getting penetration, and that's allowing them to get some easy hoops.
And so it's Boston with it. 4-point game. They've got Evan Turner. Thornton out there with Smart. Then it's Brandon Bass, and it's Wallace in at the 4. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Turner. Count the bucket. Turner's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Celtics. The Raptors shooting has been brilliant in this game, 67% from the floor. Johnson with a screen on Thornton. Williams passes to Vasquez. Now the dish to Patterson. Wallace spins off the box. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got his second basket.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Pass to Thornton. There's the triple. And again, Boston with the triple.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Outside Williams. He feeds it to Patterson. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. This is his first chance at the line tonight. And he can't get the first one.
Raptors surprised people in a lot of ways last season, but number one for me was just how strong they were on the road.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Jared Sullinger's checked in for Wallace. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Smart. And then for Toronto, Landry Fields checking in for Terrence Ross. DeRozan comes in for Vasquez. And it's Lowry in for Lou Williams.
And you know, that's hard to do for a team like the Raptors who had new parts injected mid-season. To come together and win the way they did on the road, boy, that's impressive.
Now here's Rondo. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And finished off by Bass.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Here is Lowry. He's got 8. Toronto working the ball around now. Clock at 6. Fields dishes to Lowry. 3-pointer. There's the bucket. Good. Lowry's got 11 points. Well, to illustrate how good the Raptors were on the road, Steve, last year they finished with a 22-19 road record.
And in perspective, that was the same record that the Heat had last year. And it was actually a game better than the Pacers. So the Raptors played very well on the road.
And here's Rondo following Kyle Lowry's 3. Rondo against Lowry. Baseline jumper. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Rajon Rondo. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. The feed to DeRozan. Patterson setting the pick for DeRozan. With some arc, and Boston with the rebound. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
And I'll tell you what, we've seen some tough divisional battles between these two teams before. And we're going to get to see them 4 more times this season, starting tonight.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 11. Feeds to Fields. He dishes it to Patterson. Goes up the baseline. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's his first foul. Boston making some changes. Olynyk is checked in for Bass. Green comes in for Evan Turner. And it's Avery Bradley in for Marcus Thornton. And the Raptors also making a change. Valanciunas is checked in. Boston trailing. Now Rondo. He kicks to Bradley. Unloads from 13. Boston, no good that time either. Clark, when you meet so many times, by those last two games, you're not getting caught off guard by anything.
No, without question, Kevin. You have a familiarity there that really makes it easy for you to get ready for the opponents. You also get 4 games against the other teams they play in the division, so you can see what's working and what's not. These two teams love to get at each other.
They know their tendencies, don't they?
They sure do.
Now here's Sullinger. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Shot clock at 2. Hands the 12-footer. Bradley's got 5. The Raptors have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. And it's Lowry penetrating. Here's DeRozan. And Boston with the rebound. Olynyk's got 5 rebounds tonight. Green kicks to Bradley. DeRozan with the rebound.
Boy, his shot's been off today, no question. He's not the guy they're going to want to look to if they want to keep this lead where it is.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, gentlemen, Kelly Olynyk grew up in a basketball family. His father was the head coach at the University of Toronto. Kelly said, I had unlimited access to a huge basketball mind, which was unbelievable. He loved the game so much, and he had so much knowledge and experience, it really made me want to succeed in the game. Guys?
Great skill in that front court. He fits right in. Thanks, Doris. That's good. 8 points for Avery Bradley.
Rajon Rondo, one of the NBA's elite playmakers. He's led the league in assists per game twice in the last 3 seasons. Great at keeping his dribble alive and forcing the defense to react.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 11. Fields the pass to Valanciunas. And another basket for Toronto. And here's Rondo. Pass to Bradley. Outside for Rondo. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Sullinger. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Celtics had a rough time in the East, and a lot of it was because they just would get worn down as the game went on. Had a very difficult time after halftime, in fact.
The Raptors have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. And DeRozan, here we go, and he gets it to go. DeRozan's got the game tied up here for the Raptors. Boston with a 21-31 record against the rest of the conference last year, and it was because of what you said, Clark, being unable to fight back.
Yeah, they would just either run out of steam after the half or run out of options at some point later in the game. They've got to find a way to be able to sustain good play for longer periods.
Now here is Lowry. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. Bradley against Lowry. Clock at 4. It's DeRozan with the drive. Again, Toronto.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Sullinger is screen on Lowry. Rondo kicks to Sullinger. Corner shot, and Jeff Green the bucket on the assist from Jared Sullinger. 6 points for Jeff Green.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
The drive by Lowry, and Rondo sends it back. Johnson kicks to Lowry. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. It's tipped. It's stolen by Sullinger. Down low, here's Bradley. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely. Bradley's got 10 points in the game. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Well, Kevin, in the first half of play, they're really closing out aggressively, blocking shots, and a key indicator of their activity defensively.
And you know, another thing, Steve, they've really done well tonight is getting in the passing lanes. They've been active with their hands, feet have been in good position, and they've come up with a lot of steals. That's making a difference here, too.
On defense, Toronto, following the score by Avery Bradley.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 8. Dishes to Johnson. Passes it to Lowry. And it's good. Lowry's got 13.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Kyle Lowry, an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Last year playing really well in a contract year. The question is, can he maintain that level of play now with this new deal?
Gerald Wallace, he's checked in for Boston. Smart comes in for Rajon Rondo. And then for Toronto, Ross is checked in for Landry Fields. Williams comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Now here's Olynyk. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Dallas. And taken away by Johnson. Outside Williams, kicks it to Johnson. Ross dishes to Johnson. Inside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. It's going to be on Avery Bradley. And Lowry, one of the more underrated players in the NBA, but he's also gotten into it with coaches in the past too, Clark.
Yeah, you know, some locker room concerns, he can rub folks the wrong way, but I tend to always want to give the player the benefit of the doubt in this situation until you know for sure what the issues are. Nothing wrong with a little sandpaper coming from a player that's out there competing.
Greivis Vasquez throughout his career has been more of a passer than a scorer, but last season the highest scoring rate of his career, and he's improved his three-point shot every season up to almost 38% last year.
And Vasquez drops them both. And Vasquez, growing as a shooter, he'd always been more than solid at the free throw line.
Yeah, and even there, a career-high 88% last season, partner. You throw in his floater in the lane, a nice in-between game. You've got to like the way he's developing offensively.
Right side, Williams fires the 3. The shot's good. Vasquez making the play. Vasquez has got his 4th assist in this one. Celtics trail by 3. Here's Smart. The pass to Olynyk. The dish to Smart. Pass to Bradley. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Bradley's got 12 in the game.
And they're making a statement here, guys, going inside for 8 of their last 10 points.
Time to man up on D and stop these free runs to the rim.
Vasquez, that's good.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
It should be easy to correct, though, if you start making the right rotations defensively.
And Bradley gets it to go.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. That's good from Johnson on the assist from Ross. Johnson's got his first points of the game.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
Outside Bradley. It's stolen by Valanciunas. And a tight game here as we end the first half. It's the Raptors up 4. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Coach Casey, obviously it's early in the season, but how would you say this team is shaping up in terms of its chemistry and personnel-wise?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and giving us what they have.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Just absolute domination in this one for Bradley. He's got 14 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
Celtics trail by 4.
The Raptors, one of the top defensive teams in the league last season. Not something we've historically associated with this franchise, but give credit to Dwayne Casey and his staff. I mean, they've got this young team competing at that end of the floor, and that's where it starts if you're going to be good defensively. You've got to want to play at that end of the floor.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Fields in at the 3 slot. Valanciunas, good.
That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
And guys, you look at the progress defensively for the Raptors. Remember from 2009 to 2011, they were, Steve, the worst defense in the entire league.
It's one of the reasons they brought in Dwayne Casey, who was the defensive architect for the Mavericks during their 2011 championship run.
And it's good. 17 points for Avery Bradley.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Lowry kicks to Fields. Valanciunas passes to Fields. Shot clock at 6. Toronto working the ball around now. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And we'll take a peek now back at last season's numbers for Kyle Lowry. 8th in assists. And he was also among the league leaders in steals, finishing in the top 20 in that category.
Steve, you think about all of the assists he racked up to get into that top 10. You know, he's a guy who always played with his head up, and he was a willing passer who was looking to make the pass at all times.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, head coach Dwayne Casey has overseen a surprising turnaround in Toronto. Their record has improved in all 3 seasons under his tenure. DeMar DeRozan said, "Since I've been here, he preaches the same thing. He told us to stick with it, and it worked. Everything came together like he said it would." Gentlemen?
Pound the rock, the team motto. They put in the work and stayed consistent. Thanks, Doris. Here's DeRozan after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Bradley with some nice D.
He had a defender draped all over him. Not really the best shot there.
Well, not the shot you hope for when it's well contested like that. Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 13. And Patterson kicks to Valanciunas, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Valanciunas, a young big man with some offensive promise. He can score on the left block. He's developing a nice touch from mid-range. Very intriguing player with that size and skill set.
Valanciunas, a mobile 7-footer with good hands. It's a nice start.
It's always a great place to start when you're a big guy. Can you catch it? And not only good passes, but can you catch bad ones and finish around the rim? He can do all of that. Jonas Valanciunas bulked up going into last season and tore up the NBA Summer League. Big things expected, but he sort of plateaued a bit in year 2, but I still think the future's bright for him.
The Celtics making a switch here. Pass is checked in. Valanciunas hits them both.
And for Valanciunas last season, a drop in field goal and free throw percentage. But while his rebounding improved, he's still learning NBA defense, struggling at times against pick and rolls in various matchups.
Now here's Bradley. 17 points in the game. Just 5 to shoot. It's stolen by DeRozan. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Lowry up top, guarded by Bradley. Valanciunas dishes to Fields. He feeds it to Lowry. 4 on the shot clock. Unloads from 13. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Lowry's got 15 points. Valanciunas wears his heart on his sleeve. You can see how much he wants to be great.
Yeah, he's hungry. He plays with the hunger that you love to see. Oftentimes he can get down on himself. It's tough to be patient. But he's only 22. I think we've got to give him a little more time. I think he's going to be really good, Kevin, in the years ahead.
And the Raptors call time here.
After Jeff Green had that strong performance in the 2013 playoffs, he was handed the keys in Boston. But while his minutes went up, his efficiency went down. Maybe he's not suited for that lead role.
Some changes for Boston. Turner's checked in for Green. And it's Thornton in for Bradley.
Marcus Thornton.
And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. 5th, the Raptors.
I think free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everybody last season just had the hot hand.
Outside Lowry. To the middle. Out to DeRozan. The tray. No up. Now the Celtics take it the other way.
And Jeff Green, in the 3rd season of a big 4-year contract from the Celtics, they've certainly been big believers in his potential, and I think he's going to pay dividends on that belief.
And a wide open look for Thornton. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Raptors leading by 3. Outside DeRozan. The feed now to Patterson. Puts it up from 12, and DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Patterson. And that's now 10 points for DeMar DeRozan. And you look at Jeff Green over his career, the 5th pick back in 2007, played big minutes for the Thunder and the Celtics.
But he struggled to find consistency, Kevin. Some nights he's great, others he disappears, and that's just sort of the mystery.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Patterson setting the pick for DeRozan. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. DeRozan's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And after that last game, Clark, I'm not surprised to see him so hot. He's got it rolling right now.
Outside Rondo. Nice ball movement by Boston. No one near Turner as he lets it go. And Jared Sullinger picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Johnson, he's checked in for Valanciunas.
Amir Johnson.
And so here's Toronto, leading by 5. Outside Lowry. Feeds it to Patterson. He dishes it to DeRozan. Lowry passes to Patterson. He kicks to DeRozan. 5 on the clock. And the 3 off target. Boston's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Back to Rondo. To the inside. Bass. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on Patrick Patterson.
Brandon Bass now in his 10th season out of LSU. Pick and pop, power forward. That mid-range shot is a strength of his game, and he's really improved defensively the last couple of years as well.
And Bass is much more of an offensive-minded big man. At 6'8", he's not a big-time defender or rebounder. His job really is to space the floor and put points on the board.
And Brandon Bass earning the nickname No Pass Bass. Steve, more career turnovers than assists.
Yeah, but that's his role, Kevin. You know, when he's open, knock it down. And what I like about Bass is that he has improved his defense considerably. The last couple of years with Doc Rivers in Boston, that was something that Doc really emphasized.
Well, you know, the news was mostly bad for the Celtics, but there was some good news last year. They announced they'll be renovating their arena to make it more state-of-the-art.
Here's Lowry, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And with the Celtics in this building, guys, it isn't falling apart by any means, but the fans have been wanting an update.
And from what I understand, I mean, they're going all out. I mean, the arena turns 20 years old this season, and it's going to get a 2-decade facelift in terms of amenities and convenience.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Raptors.
From mid-range, it's been a very nice game for them. I mean, they've been finding the bottom of the net a lot.
And their passing also continues to be outstanding, Clark. In the second half, we were really seeing a good, efficient offense as a result of that ball movement.
A career-best performance from Kyle Lowry last season, posting best in scoring and assists. A lot of people felt like he was the player most egregiously overlooked when it came to the All-Star game.
Smart's checked in for Boston. Both good from the line that time. And Lowry, arguably the Raptors' best player last season. Despite that, Steve, he was the subject of repeated trade rumors.
Well, it was such a curious situation for Toronto. On one hand, you know, they were trying to rebuild at the beginning of the season, maybe get a top draft pick, and then all of a sudden they started playing well. In the end, no trade. You know, Lowry becomes their best player, and then, you know, he leads them to a top 3 seed in the playoffs. So it's a strange season.
And again, Toronto no luck.
And the defense did a pretty good job of closing off the middle once he got inside the lane.
Smart kicks to Bass. Kept alive by Boston. Goes back up. Turner dishes to Smart. Shot clock at 6. Here's Thornton. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That one on DeRozan.
And Thornton, a 6'4" guard, but you'll never confuse him for a point guard. A volume shooter, from the moment he takes the floor, he's looking to put points up in a hurry, and he can do just that.
He's off on the first.
And Thornton, a streaky shooter from long range, but never shy from out there. I mean, for his career, almost half of his shot attempts have come from three-point territory.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto, Ross comes in for DeMar DeRozan, and it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. And he's good on the second. And you could accuse Marcus Thornton of tunnel vision offensively, but one thing you like, he doesn't turn the ball over.
And for his size, Kevin, he's a really crafty finisher around the rim. I like to focus on what guys do. He's a scorer. He takes good care of the ball. Let's not worry about what he doesn't do. He got him there for that reason, and he produces in that way.
Here's Thornton. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Smart passes to Turner. Dishes it to Thornton. Boston again missing.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well. You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Smart kicks to Thornton. To the inside. Smart misses.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Lou Williams now about 2 years removed from his ACL tear. A lot of times you can play a year but really not feel 100% until the following season. So hopefully he gets back to the level we saw him in Philadelphia.
And you talk about Williams in Philadelphia, the Sixers really featured him in their offense with great quickness coming off screens. Boy, he was a terrific scoring sub off the bench.
The throw good, Lewis Williams. And for Williams, so much of his game built around his quickness. Getting healthy could make Clark, I think, a huge difference.
And that's certainly the hope, Kevin. Traded away by his home team, the Atlanta Hawks. No doubt motivated to prove he can still contribute at a high level.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Lou Williams at 6'1", about 175 pounds, a scoring guard in a point guard's body. He's best playing off the ball offensively, but guarding the point guard defensively, so you often see him cross-matched with opponents.
Now here's Smart. Three-pointer. The rebound by Johnson.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Williams attacking. Johnson with it. Picked up by Turner. Toronto working the ball around now. Ross dishes to Vasquez. It's stolen by Bass. Now here's Thornton. Pass to Smart. Turner against Johnson. Passes it to Smart. Shot clock at 6. From beyond the arc. And the shot is good. Smart's got 5 points so far. And you mentioned Lou Williams, a scoring guard, but his scoring rate, Clark, down over the last couple seasons.
And, you know, his turnover rate had typically been excellent, but that's increased by almost double as his scoring numbers have gone down. But some of that is due to him coming off of that knee injury. It usually takes a couple of seasons, Kevin. When you tear that ACL, you get back after one, but it's not until year 2 that you begin to regain your old form.
The rebound by Johnson.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebound.
Well, you have to rebound to win, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
Vasquez passes to Williams. Johnson with a screen on Thornton. Here's Vasquez. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
And no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent, the result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now here's Smart. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Turner. Turner missing again. Puts up a prayer. Cannot hit. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Raptors lead by 7. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter.
Next Tuesday, November 11th, Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers take on Marc Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies. Be there.
Raptors leading by 7. At the 2 and 3, it's Avery Bradley and Jeff Green. The skilled front court of Jared Sullinger and Kelly Olynyk. And it's Rondo in at the 1. That's the Boston 5.
Well, if you're going to set a screen like that, you've got to make sure your feet are set.
I agree with you, and I thought maybe he was set that time, Steve. I thought it was a good screen on his part.
Boston's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Outside, Green. Kicks it to Sullinger. The fadeaway. Misses off the right iron.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
Well, you get more rebounds, you get more possessions, more shots at the hoop, and oftentimes that decides the game.
Now here's Rondo into Green. Fields with the steal. And here's the fast break. Fields leading the way. Here's DeRozan, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Looking at the game for DeRozan, 12 points and the 1 steal.
You just can't find fault with anything he's done here. The effort, the energy, his production, his defense, it's all there.
All hustle, non-stop effort from him all over that 94 by 50-foot box.
And that free throw good from DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him up in his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
DeMar DeRozan hits them both. And guys, when you look at DeRozan, where can he take the next step?
Well, he has the physical tools to be an elite perimeter defender. He's made strides, definitely, but you know, he has the potential, I think, to be even better than what he is right now.
Now, here's Green. A second chance effort. Shot is good, and the Toronto lead is kept to just 7 on the basket from Olynyk.
That's really the area where they like all of their shots to come from.
And here's Lowry. Landry Fields on the wing. Back to Lowry. The pass to DeRozan. Just 5 on the clock. Goes up to the stripe, and the jumper is on the mark. DeRozan's got the lead up to 9 now for the Raptors.
He's been so reliable again today, Kevin, and they need his points, and he's providing them.
Lowry against Rondo. Sullinger with a screen for Rondo. Here's Green, and another basket for Boston. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Lowry kicks to Johnson. Rondo against Lowry. Back to Johnson. Outside DeRozan. That doesn't go either for DeRozan. Celtics trail by 7. Sullinger is screen on Lowry. And Rondo gets it to go on the assist from Green. And that's now 6 points for Rajon Rondo. And the Raptors call time here. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Now, here is Fields. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. And Fields kicks to DeRozan. Toronto needs to get off a shot, and it's Lowry penetrating, and it's blocked by Rondo. And he recovers it, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Some firepower, Clark and Steve, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, a little swagger here from this team. They're in a nice groove.
Now here's Rondo. Green passes to Rondo. Clock at 4. Sullinger with the buckets.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Here's Lowry after Jared Sullinger's bucket. And DeRozan. Here we go. That's good. DeRozan's got 6 points in the quarter.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Lowry against Rondo. Sullinger, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Jared Sullinger last season unleashed as a scorer with Boston embarking on their rebuilding project. He got more opportunities in the paint. He started to fire away from deep. His shooting percentages weren't great, but I thought it was an excellent season for Sullinger, exploring his game and trying to expand it.
And Sullinger was given the green light from long range. He's got a nice shooting stroke for a big guy, and the Celtics are hoping he can become a bit like Kevin Love. But he managed only mid-20s from behind the arc, so the experiment called into question by some.
The free throw's good from Sullinger. And Sullinger got off to a hot start, but Steve hand and wrist injuries may have hampered his shooting just a bit.
Yeah, with his high skill level, I would expect him to improve his shooting with time, even if he's less of a focal point for their offense.
They get it back. And the rebound paying off as they pick up two on the second chance bucket right there.
Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint.
Outside Rondo. Bradley kicks to Sullinger. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. There's a screen. Pass to DeRozan. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. Cans it from downtown. And now it's an 8-point Raptor lead.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Rondo dishes to Sullinger. Fields with the steal. Lowry against Bradley. Lowry passes to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. Landry Fields on the wing. Outside Lowry. The fader. There's the block, and he gets it back.
Poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
Rondo with it, now guarded by DeRozan. Bradley with the ball. Here's Sullinger. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. And that's now 10 points for Jared Sullinger. Toronto leading by 6. Outside Lowry. DeRozan with a screen for Lowry. There's the dish to DeRozan. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Rajon Rondo.
DeMar DeRozan, a first-time All-Star last year, he improved his long-range shooting. On wing threes, up around 40%, and that allowed him to shoot the best overall three-point percentage of his career.
He's off on the first.
And DeRozan last season cracking 30% from long range for the first time in his young, promising career. That outside shot has been the missing part of his offensive game because we know he can get to the rack.
Patterson, he's checked in for Amir Johnson. Good on the second free throw. They can talk about DeRozan attacking inside, Steve, last season among the top 5 in free throws made.
Yeah, 6'7", he's strong, he's athletic. He has the ability to finish in the lane, and I just like the way he's improved as a passer as well, getting his teammates involved.
Now a timeout called by Boston. One of the stories here, Kyle Lowry getting it done today.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his points.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. He wants to see renewed effort from them on the offensive glass. He talked about the second chance points that are out there if they work for them. He talked also about getting the ball to their big men in the low post. That's where the ball should be going, he said. Let's get it in tight. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thanks. And the basket by Olynyk.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
Now Lowry. That's good. Lowry's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Rondo kicks to Sullinger. It's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. And that's 12 points for Jared Sullinger. Patterson a screen on Rondo. The feed to Patterson. And another basket for Toronto.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper. That was the key to that play.
Celtics trail by 7. Olynyk sets a screen for Rondo. Outside, Green. Rondo kicks to Bradley. Off target with his 3.
Nice little lead they're enjoying here, and they deserve it with all the work they put in on the glass.
Yeah, big margin for them in the rebounding department. They completely dominated the boards here. Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
The Celtics have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Here's Green. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Lets it go from 11, and there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Well, he had that height separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Yeah, and guys, I think he feels like he can make a few improvements during this timeout. Just kind of make a couple of adjustments, get his club back on track.
You know, coaches are always tweaking and tinkering with things mid-game. Actually, sometimes they overdo it.
Rondo dishes to Green. Olynyk sets a screen for Rondo. Green inside the three-point line, and that one comes up a bit short.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Patterson passes to Lowry. DeRozan against Green. And it's DeRozan missing.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
From outside the arc, they get the rebound. Sullinger, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Sullinger's got 10 points in the quarter. Raptors leading by 7. Outside Lowry. Patterson a screen on Rondo. Lowry against Rondo. 6 to shoot. Here's Fields. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Shooting for Toronto. Landry Williams. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that stretches their lead to 8. So he gets them both, and it's a 9-point ball game. Now a timeout called by Boston. They trail by 9. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And it's Rondo penetrating. Outside, Green. Green missing again.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's going wrong with him this quarter. He's really falling off.
DeRozan with it. He's picked up by Rondo. And Fields kicks to Valanciunas. Shoots it. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Boston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Good. And an intentional foul right there.
Rajon Rondo. That's his second personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for the Raptors, Kyle Lowry taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Both teams deciding to change it up. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 8. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, this one's in the bag. I mean, I commend them for really putting forth the effort until the very end. But this thing's over.
You know, sometimes you just have to throw up the white towel and let fate run its course so you can get on to the next game.
Lou Williams is checked in for the Raptors. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. It's blocked. He feeds it to Vasquez. And so it's Toronto winning this one. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Kyle, congratulations on this win. Tell us what the team's objective was tonight that most helped in getting this victory.
Everybody played. We all played together. We stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Cohesiveness and aggressiveness, a pretty good combination. Thanks for the time, Kyle. Guys?
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.